Good morning. I'm coming to you from the Flume Gorge here in New Hampshire. We already pre-booked our tickets online. Unfortunately, we're running about 30 minutes late because of the weather. It's been raining all day, the traffic to get here, the road construction. Wasn't the best driving conditions, but we made it. We're gonna go inside. We already got our tickets, so we just gotta figure out where we gotta go. We're gonna use the restroom inside this visitor center, maybe show you a little bit of that, and then we're gonna go do the Flume Gorge hike, which we've heard is absolutely amazing from what we've seen already. Come along with us on this awesome hike, all right guys? Let's go make some memories.
Special shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much for all your support. If you would like to become a channel member, hit that join button down below. There are some really fun benefits. Come have a look. Thanks for watching.
This is cool. Got these little models in here. The grand hotels. Wow, look at these old hotels. Is this gonna be our hiking companion today? He's dressed for it, he's ready to go. There's a bear up here. Hi, Yogi. Check out this old thing, Concord coach. Built between 1826 and 1900. Wow. Look at this thing, it's beauty. I'd love to ride on one of those just to feel the experience. Riding up top though seems like it'd be dangerous. You hit some of these bumps on some of these old dirt roads. They actually have a food court in here too. I got a little food court. Nice little place to sit down and grab a bite to eat either before or after your hike. That's pretty cool. Didn't know this was in here. We're ready to do the Flume Gorge hike. You guys ready?
Yes, let's go.
It's gonna be exciting. Hopefully the rain holds off. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Of course, that's a given. Stay on the trail. Be safe and help preserve this place for future generations. All right, so after going through the ticket entry part, which we bought our tickets online, which I would suggest, like a day like today, it's rainy, it's a weekday, it's not very crowded. But we had still purchased ours online anyway because can't always predict the weather a month ahead of time. We bought our tickets a while ago. All she did was scan them. That was it. Boom, boom, boom. We were in. They do take walk-ups, but walk-ups are only if the park is available. Like if everybody's booked all the reservations online and everybody shows up, you might not get in. So just keep that in mind. But we're walking the trail here up from the visitor center. This is the same trail that, like it's a big looping trail. I don't know where we come out at, but I know that you walk the same part of the same trail back to the visitor center. I feel like I'm short on breath. It could be the elevation, I guess, here. Because we haven't really hiked that much. And it hasn't been very steep or anything. But maybe that's it. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this nice long hike with us. This is nothing compared to the views we're about to see in a little bit, so keep watching. All right, so we're walking down the path. This is a very steep path, but it's easy to walk down. I haven't had any problems. I have really bad knees. Those of you who know me know I have bad knees. I have knee problems. Had them for years. But this is our first look at the river flowing down here. And it looks like it levels out, and there's some sort of covered bridge up here too, so hopefully we can get a peek at that. It's in the 60s today, overcast, sprinkling. Hopefully the rain holds off. It was pouring while we were driving here, and we can't emphasize enough, stay on the trail. As you go climbing down here to see the river, everybody that does this little climbing, it's wearing out the tree roots, what's holding up the sides. That's what holds up the sides, is the tree roots. If that comes down, then the whole side's gonna come falling down. And then people won't be able to enjoy it as much anymore. But what I was saying was, it's like that was steep. Walking down this path here was a little steep. It hurt my knees a little bit, but nothing that I couldn't handle.
No blueberries yet.
No blueberries yet. Yep, she's doing this little thing we found. Let me show it real quick. We found this online. We printed this out before we left Florida, called Flume Gorge Adventure. It's like a little scavenger hunt. It gives the adults or the kiddos something to do, or the grown kiddos. This is Pemigewasset River, 1886. All right, we're gonna keep marching on the trail. We just came across the little boardwalk right there next to the red covered bridge. Now we're gonna continue on the trail, but I wanted to give you one last look at the bridge before we take off. All right, now we got some uphill hiking to do. All right, this is Boulder Cabin that we just came to. It says circa 1930. Looks like there's some pamphlets, information. Okay, so there's some stuff to look at in here. There are restrooms in here too, and there was a vending machine that sold sodas and bottled water. I think it was like, what, $3? $3 to $3.25. $3 to $3.25, depending on what you get. There are restrooms, which is good because it says water not safe to drink. So if you're gonna drink water here, it's gotta be bottled. This was Table Rock. There's an old photograph of it there. Check out the way the water comes down this. That's really cool. It reminds me of one of the waterfalls we saw in South Carolina, where it came down big rocks like that. Come shooting down like, I guess, a flume. Guess that's what you call it. Here's some more views from Table Rock. Look how that water just flows down that. That's amazing. That looks like it'd be a water slide, right? Like you could just go right there and just slide down this thing. So it makes you think of. I wonder if people have ever done that over the years. I'm sure when it was allowed, they probably did. All right, we came to this bridge where it says trail closed. That direction. We still have to continue going. I'll show you in a minute, but I wanted to show you the view from this bridge because it is absolutely breathtaking. Look at that. Is it breathtaking because it's beautiful? Or is it breathtaking because my breath has been taken away because I'm tired of climbing already? We haven't gotten to the flume part yet with all the steps and everything. The part that's like the most amazing, we're not even there yet. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this video. Hopefully you guys are all having a good day as you're watching this. Thanks for traveling along with us. We do appreciate it. I just hope I'm able to bring you good quality content that you guys enjoy. Lots of traveling, trains, drives, beautiful nature like this, state parks. We made it up to the flume. I'm guessing this is going to be where the gorge starts, I guess. It says the granite rock which makes up the walls of the flume was formed many millions of years ago in ancient geological times. At a later period, dark colored lava, that's interesting, in a molten condition was pushed up from below, filling the cracks. Sorry, I skipped, I can't read. Was pushed up from below, filling a great crack and smaller side cracks that had been formed in the granite. This lava solidified to form dikes. As ages passed, the main dike was worn away, leaving the Flume Gorge, which we're going to be walking through here in a second. The original flume thus formed has been further widened by frost and water action. In a few places marked by signs, the remnants of the lava dike are preserved in the bed of the gorge, and small branches or offshoots can be seen along the canyon walls. The lava is darker in color than the granite walls. Look at this. We're going to get to hike all the way through this. Check this out. Now we got to the fun part of the hike. Even if it is going to be a lot of steps and climbing up and down staircases, that's okay. This is beautiful. All right, so we made it up a little bit further. Now we're actually crossing over the river. Wow, look at that. This is amazing. I love it. This might be my favorite thing we've done on this trip. This is beautiful. And look how cool this is. Look. What? This is absolutely awesome. The walls are wet and cold. Just take this in. There's no reason to rush when you're coming through this. I'm glad we're here on a day when it's a lot less crowded. This is just amazing. This is one of those things, you're looking at it and you're experiencing it. If you've seen the videos, you're watching my video right now, get your butt up here and come experience this. This is so cool. Well worth the admission price. I know that's a sticking point for some people. We haven't even done it all yet. This right here is worth the admission price. This is where the boulder used to hang. says to see the photos in the visitors center. Wow. Can't believe there was a huge boulder up here before. Alright, so we've reached what's called Avalanche Falls. As you can see, there's some stairs we gotta climb here to get a good, perfect look at it. And there's a nice bridge here crossing the river. And a nice view back downriver. Alright, so now we have less steps, and now we have these like little grippers in the bridge because they're slanting and it's wet. Just before we started the climb to up here by Avalanche Falls, it says there's a rain shelter coming. Today looks like it's gonna rain. It's been sprinkling on and off. But if you're here on a day when you gotta take shelter from rain or from lightning, at least they have an option. Isn't this cool? I ask you, is this not the most beautiful view you've ever seen? Beautiful, right? For me though, this is the most beautiful view I've ever seen. Aww. I love her so much. Oh, look at this one over here too. I think something escaped from the barricade. Hello, bear. Got anything to say for yourself, bear? We're gonna turn you into the ranger. I think the bear's getting a little hungry. She's looking a little rough there. So we got to the top of the waterfall. Now the main path back, we start heading our way back, is that way, but there's a viewpoint here. We've already had a lot of good views, but let's go see what this one's about. You guys need to get to New Hampshire and check this place out. It's worth coming up here just for this. Viewpoint. What am I viewing exactly? The viewpoint on this side, there's not much. Oh no, the bear is coming to attack us. Hide. Ah! Okay, here's another view of Avalanche Falls from the top. You don't get these kind of views on everybody's channel. Look at this. Alright, from that area where there was the overlook, there was a secondary trail that was closed. I'm guessing it probably connects to the one that I showed you earlier that was closed. So this is like the main walkway back. It says the wolf den was this way. Some sort of covered bridge that's different from the one we saw earlier. And then it said that the main entrance, or the visitor center, was 1.2 miles this way. Obviously, I'm not going to show you a 1.2 mile hike because that would be boring. That's not why you're watching this. But I just want to show you a little bit of it. So far, it's been a lot of downhill, which makes sense because inside the Flume Gorge, we were doing a lot of uphill. Thank God the rain has held off so far. It's just like the day we went to the Oswald Chasm where it was like a 90% chance of rain. And so far, we haven't really seen much. Just a few sprinkles here and there. Because if it was pouring, it would suck to be stuck out here. Especially since I'm already past the rain shelter. I ain't walking back uphill to the rain shelter. I would just take the beating in the rain and get soaked. What do we have here? Oh, it's like a little creek or stream or something here. And that flows through this tube, across the way, and comes out of the tube right here. Let me see if I can see it. Yep, right there. Waterfall. And then that just continues to flow down the hill as well. Probably catches up with that main river at some point. One thing I would recommend is bring water with you. Just depends on your experience level, your stress level, but you should always hike with water. We did bring a bottle of water with us. We brought our rain jackets, even though we don't need them, because it's a little chilly out today, but with all the hiking and the up and down, I sweated a little bit. One thing that I would recommend that we forgot, and we have it in the car, is bug spray. We brought bug spray with us on the trip, and we did not bring it with us today. We have it in the car, but we forgot to apply it. And we've both gotten bitten. Tori and I have both gotten bitten a couple of times by mosquitoes. Don't forget to spray down. We forgot. So a couple minutes ago, I was able to hear the water. I found where it was falling down here. We continued to hike, and we were able to find it. And then there's like a bridge that we go across over here. And then there's a little bit more continuation of the waterfall this way. Look at that. So pretty. This view reminds me of like Tennessee, around the Smoky Mountains area, where you see those waterfalls and all the green trees. Obviously every state has its own beauty. Liberty Gorge. Oh, it's another rain shelter. This one's called Liberty Gorge. These are the types of shelters and trails that they find along the Appalachian Trail, where you'll see people that'll come in here to get out of the rain when there's bad rainstorms. Because once you're hiking the Appalachian Trail, if you commit to doing the whole thing, that was always one of my dreams when I was younger. I couldn't do it physically anymore. I've gotten too old. And I know someone's going to write in the comments down below, don't let age stop you. You can do anything at any age. I agree with that to some extent, but you can only hike so far on bad knees. I've had bad knees ever since I got in a car accident when I was 17. They've kind of gotten worse over time. I still hike a lot. I still walk a lot. That doesn't stop me. It's the elevation hikes that are hard. The Appalachian Trail is nothing but elevation. But someday, there's some cool videos out there of people who've done through and through hikes from Georgia all the way up to Maine, or vice versa.
So the trail is very well marked, and you really can't get lost. This is Liberty Gorge right here. Very beautiful. Just listen to nature for a couple of seconds.
So we made it to this next covered bridge. Check that out. Over the river here. That's pretty cool. It's a pedestrian-only covered bridge. That's a good place to hide out from if it's raining. So this one's called the Sentinel Pine Bridge. It says this footbridge is named for the Sentinel Pine, which was used to construct its length. The great pine that stood here on the northwest end of the pool as if on guard, much like a sentinel. It measures 16 feet in circumference and nearly 175 feet high. If it was living today, it would still be 265 years old. Before the Revolutionary War, the King of England ordered that the largest pine trees growing in New England river valleys be marked with an arrow and claimed as his property. Whatever, buddy, buzz up. It says that upset early colonists, acts like that, the Stamp Act, and the Tea Acts. Everybody knows about the Boston Tea Party, right? It says the trees were regularly cut, floated downstream, and then shipped to England. And then they were used to make British naval ships. This is nice. Here's our view off to the one side. See water flowing down this way. And here's our view looking the other way. Wow. Look at that view. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, I love it. I'm telling you guys, the Flume Gorge is awesome. You need to come and check this out. Alright, so we made it to what's called the Wolf's Den. It says this narrow one-way path involves crawling on your hands and knees and squeezing in between rocks. Tori and the little one are heading that way. It's wet. It's slick because of the rain. So I'm praying that they be careful. I'm not going with them because the crawling on your hands and knees, once again back to the bad knees, I can't do it. That's the covered bridge we just walked across. We came from way up there. There's an observation point right there. And then the trail walks all the way down through the hills and you come out down here. You cross the Sentinel covered bridge. And then the Wolf's Den is here. And they went into the Wolf's Den. Now I'm just waiting for them to come back.
So I'm going to show you the Wolf's Den. We just did it, so I won't crawl again because at the end it's kind of really hard to see. And it's really hard to climb up without using your whole body. But the experience is neat. Okay, so I'm going. It's going to be really hard to see, so I'm going to put my flashlight on and see if it shows you anything. But basically, as you hear me talk, yeah, it's almost impossible to see. There's just very narrow walkway here. And I have my flashlight on. And it's very narrow. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little hole up there. And that is where you exit and there's steps there. So it's a very small thing, small little cave trail thing, but it's also very narrow and very hard to do. Fun though, and I recommend it for anybody who wants to try it.
Okay, so about 25,000 years ago, times of the ice sheet, these are what's called glacial boulders. These boulders were carried here upon great, humongous glaciers. And then as the glaciers melted over time, they weren't thick enough anymore to carry the big, huge rocks like this, these huge boulders. And the boulders were left here. Now that reminds me of like the Pacific Northwest. It's funny when you travel a lot, you get used to, you get remembrances of things. So far walking through here, I've had feelings of the Pacific Northwest. I've had reminders of Tennessee, of like the Smoky Mountains area. That's kind of cool. Those glacier boulders are cool. Amazing that a piece of ice moved that, right? It would take some heavy, heavy machinery just to break that thing apart into pieces that were able to be moved. These things have to weigh thousands of pounds. Just look at the size of one of these. Wow. Very, very cool. We're still marching on. We're getting there. Visitor center's getting closer. Hopefully we're down to maybe 3/10 of a mile now. Something like that. Maybe even a quarter mile. So hopefully we'll be there in 15 minutes or so. Alright guys, so we just finished doing the Flume Gorge Trail. You can see the visitor center behind us here. We've only got a few steps left. Oh, we made it. It was a tough hike, but we made it and it was worth it. Beautiful. So this is going to wrap up our visit here to the Flume Gorge. Thank you guys so much for coming along with us on this hike and this beautiful experience that we just did. This is one that we're never going to forget. Hopefully you guys will get a chance to come up to New Hampshire and explore this for yourselves. Leave me a comment down below. What do you guys think of this hike? Did you enjoy it? Hopefully you guys stuck around for most of the video and you're still listening to me now. If so, I appreciate you. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, guys. Safe travels. We'll see you soon.